Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone listening out there today. My name is Jennifer Hardy and this is The Unstoppable Show, where we interview some incredible women in different fields from all over the globe. It's for thought leaders, influencers, entrepreneurs, businesswomen who are motivated and forward-thinking and ready to take their lives to the next level. And I am blessed today to introduce to you Fiona. Hey Fiona.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you today?
Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for having me here today.
It is absolutely my pleasure to have you on. So tell us, Fiona, what it is that you actually do.
Okay, so I am an intuitive mentor, and sometimes that sounds a bit woo-woo to people. So what is it that I actually do is that I have an ability to look at somebody, look at their energy field and see what's blocking them in life. Yeah. And through that, we can create a coaching program or a mentoring program to make the relevant changes, move forward, rise up, empower using their passion. That's what I do.
Wonderful. So it's very bespoke to every single person that comes into your space, and it's never the same thing at all.
Absolutely. Every single client, every single week, every single session can be so different and so varied, depending on what they're bringing up that week, depending on what's surfacing for them as a person.
Wonderful. Tell me, Fiona, what brought you to do this? Like, have you always been intuitive? Is something that you've practiced? Has there been someone in your family that's passed this on? How you got here?
Okay, so my great-grandma was a Romany gypsy. She travelled through France and Spain and settled in Spain. And she was a psychic. She was a psychic witch, for want of a better word, back in the day. But as we know, we weren't allowed to talk about things like that. For many, many years, it was taboo. So I'm one of four. I'm one of four siblings. And I'm the only child that came forward with this intuitive ability. So when I was growing up, I was very intuitive, very psychic. And I would look at people and I would just know things innately about them. And then when I'd go and tell my parents, they thought I was absolutely cracking. Just like absolutely unheard of. Like, she's losing the plot here. So it was always with me, and I guess I never really used it until my late 20s. And I just thought, hang on a minute, there's something here, there's something different, there's something more. And the more I developed, the more I researched, I realised that actually intuition is our heart. It's the heart of who we are. It's our second heart. It's our gut. And the more we use it, the more we rely on it, the more we develop. It's the truth. It's the absolute divine truth. It's who we are.
Do you feel, for people that are listening who maybe have never dived into their spirituality, their own personal inner intuition as well, would you say that it's something that they can pull out and certainly grow? Or do you think it's something that you have to be born with? Or what do you think? What's your opinion there?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has it. Everybody has a gut instinct, and you've probably used it yourself. You might be driving, you come to a junction, you think, do I turn right or left? And you turn right, and you're like, God, I know I should have turned left. And that's your gut instinct. You know when you walk in the room, that person feels a bit dodgy. I'm not going to go over there. That's your gut instinct. So absolutely, 100%. We all have it. We all have the ability. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of a tweaking. I like to call it our inner compass because it guides us through life.
Oh, wonderful. That's such a lovely way of looking at it, isn't it? When people come into my space, and I don't talk a lot about my spirituality, but I'm a really firm believer. I do everything with my guts, every choice I've ever made. And some of those choices have led me to a path where there's been certain amounts of failure and things like that. But what you learn is that it's a lesson, don't you? You've been drove down that path because maybe you have been led with your head, or maybe you've been led a little bit more with the thoughts and opinions of others, and you're not completely honed in with what's going on in your heart space. So you go down this road, and then all of a sudden you're at this place where you're like, how did I get here? I didn't mean to come here. What's happened? Why is things falling apart? And actually, if you've had any gut instinct that's drove you there as well, it's going, I needed to show you this. I needed to unfold this lesson to you so that you do not make the same mistake again. And you can carry on in a really nice, clear path for a while until I need to teach you another lesson. Is that how that you feel that things go as well?
Oh, absolutely. you're probably the same, Jennifer, but there's some amazing teachers. We're all amazing teachers, and we have our fair share of crap in life. It doesn't mean that we don't know everything. We haven't learned everything in this lifetime. So absolutely, if I haven't totally tuned in, and I've done it recently, and we talked about this the other night, there's 2 occasions before Christmas, I should have known. My gut was screaming at me, and yet my head overtook, the conscious mind overtook the decision. I went with the mind. It was the wrong decision. It didn't matter. It just learnt me an amazing lesson, a valuable lesson. And I'm glad you touched on that, because that is the basis of who I am. Everything in life is a lesson, good or bad. Okay? Yes. Even the most tragic events and traumatic events, which some people might shoot me down for this, my feeling is, no, there's always a good lesson in that for all of us.
I completely agree with you. And I think if you're in a place where you're still hurting, where you're still maybe getting over something, say for example, it's grief, it's very, very hard in that place to see any good or to see the positive outcome of what that situation has brought. When you begin to get better through time is one of the best healers, isn't it? You can definitely see, or if you are tuned in and you're practicing, Fiona, what you give to people and aid them in a system and developing and growing, when you tune into it, you can recognise where the lesson has lied, can't you?
100% of the time. Yeah, 100% of the time. And, you know, in time we'll share some of the events that I went through and what did I learn, and that's what I'm writing about at the moment. And it's like, wow, that really was, you know, flirting with the rock bottom of life. Yeah. How can you possibly learn from that? Well, my feeling is that's all I've ever been sent here to do. You know, it was set up for a reason. I had to learn from it, some valuable lessons, move forward. I can teach others so that they don't repeat my lessons and my mistakes. But equally, as a spiritual teacher, it helps me evolve so that I can evolve with others.
Absolutely. And it makes your the people that you work with and that come into your space very open with you, because you can really relate to them.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
You can be like, you know, maybe your circumstances has been slightly different, but I can really resonate with all the feelings that you might be feeling. Sadness, and sometimes low mood and depression and upset and anger, and you have to go through all those things yourself in different circumstances to be able to assist and help other people through them.
Absolutely, 100% of the time. Yeah,
I completely agree that everything that you do go through can be used for good. 100%. So really excitingly, you are writing a book, which is amazing, Fiona. Can you please tell me what it's called, if you have the working title, or what's inside? I'd love to know.
Okay, it's called A Nudge from the Universe.
Oh, wonderful.
That's because, you know, there's no spiritual connotation or no spiritual aspect to the book. My belief, my feeling is that we are all one. The universe is the universe. Whether you choose to call it Allah, Buddha, God, Krishna, it's one. Yeah, it's a one vibration. And my theory is that the universe will come and nudge you sometimes, whether that's through little whispers, little nudges, gentle suggestions. Some people look at numbers. You know, if you see the triple numbers, if you see a symbol or a sign and it keeps reoccurring, these are all little nudges from the universe. So my book is about my gentle nudges. However, I decided I wasn't going to take notice of these gentle nudges. I was too busy being busy.
Yes.
Single woman must be a job, a business, all the crazy things that we do because we just think we've got this manicness in our life and we have to succeed, and it gets crazy busy. I stopped listening. And then one day the universe put me on my backside, and that's me putting it in polite words.
Yes.
Like, put me right on my backside as much as I could. I was kind of debilitated for 6 months. I lost everything, Jennifer. I lost my home, my life, my business. I couldn't drive. I lost my mobility. So what did that teach me? It taught me to stop and listen. That was the biggest lesson. The universe had been suggesting and whispering and nudging me for many, many years, and I was not listening.
Yeah.
So that's what the book is about. It's not a self-help book. It's about sharing my story and my knowledge with others so that they can go, well, actually, yeah, I need, you know, if everybody can just take one little thing from the book, then I feel that I've done a good job in sharing that knowledge of the universe with others.
Wonderful. Excellent. Let me ask you, Fiona, because what you do and the work that you do It doesn't only have to be for female entrepreneurs and businesswomen. This can be for any woman, can't it?
Absolutely. Anybody who feels, and I kind of use my story to relate to anybody, because I just think I was lost for so many years, for decades. I was bumbling around, didn't really know my purpose, didn't know my mission in life. I just was who I was. I was a mum of three, and I thought, this is it. And not that that's not important enough, you know, but I had a deep welling within me. I knew there was more. I knew there was a bigger picture. I didn't know my purpose. And it's only when you look back on reflection and you can resonate with that feeling of not knowing, an empty void. And I think you become a bit of a course junkie. You do every single course, you read every single book, every webinar that's out there, and it doesn't do anything. There's no fulfillment. And it's not until you really look in at your stuff that you find fulfillment. When you find out why you are here, what's your mission, are you of service? So if you've ever felt lost or just stuck or just don't know what you're doing, there's a good chance that you're searching for something, and that searching is actually you're searching for yourself. You're looking for completeness, for connection. What's your purpose and what's your fulfillment?
And that word which I actually wrote a little piece on, which was contentment.
Absolutely.
To find contentment, it's for me is a never. It's going to be something that I will find in fleeting moments. But because of the way that I am and the way that I'm built, and I'm sure, Fiona, you're probably the same, because we're high achievers. Like, we're trying to always, when we get somewhere, move to the next destination to up level again and up level again. So contentment comes fleetingly for some. But I think if you can recognize that and be okay with that, it brings a sense of calm, as opposed to going, you know, surely I should just feel completely content now, and that should be it. Like, why am I searching for something else now that I've arrived at what I thought contentment should be? It's crazy, isn't it?
I was going to say, so yeah, contentment is just being who you are, doing what you do. That is contentment, and it's a feeling, it's an emotion. And if somebody's never experienced that in their lifetime, then they're going to continue searching. So you know, the work I also do is quite metaphysical as well. You know, we look at the body on a physics level, a quantum physics level, and go, well, have you ever experienced that emotion of contentment? Is it in your body? Is it on a deep cellular level, that vibration of contentment?
Yeah.
And if it's not, we work with it.
We work with it, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful feeling. But like I say, I've only ever harnessed it for a couple of days at a time. And then it's like, now I want to write a book, and now I want to start a TV show. It's
you can be content and do all of that. You can have,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and move forward and move on, but still have that feeling of balance and being on a level with yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's been so lovely to speak to you, Fiona. I would love to know if someone was listening just now and they want to get in touch and talk to you more about listening to their intuition and pulling that out of themselves. If they are feeling lost or stuck and just do not know where to turn, Fiona, where can we find you, and how can we reach out?
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm on Facebook as Fiona Thomas, and I've also got a business page, FionaJaneThomas.com. Instagram's Fiona Jane Thomas, and equally I've got a website, FionaJaneThomas.com. And funny enough, and there's a front page where you can leave some details or some questions, and I'll absolutely get back to anybody who's reaching out or needs just a little bit of guidance. That would be beautiful. I'd love to be of service that way.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much. Can I ask one last question before you leave me for today, Fiona? Can I ask if there is someone out there and they're maybe feeling a little bit scared to take action right at this moment in time, but they may reach out within a couple of days. Is there anything that people that are feeling anxious, lost, off course, they just don't feel aligned to anything at the moment? Is there one tip that you could give them right at this moment that they could do, that they could possibly help them with a small breakthrough?
Absolutely. Something I ask all my students and all my clients when you're feeling lost or just don't know where you're going is to journal it out. Find a beautiful journal and find a beautiful pen and just ask yourself the question, who am I? Who am I without the role as a mom, as a business leader, as an entrepreneur? Any of these roles, who am I beneath all of this? It's a big question, and sometimes it can take days to really come to fruition. But once you start thinking and feeling and just getting in alignment with that question, it's step one on the ladder. Absolutely.
Wonderful, excellent. I'm going to do that today as well. I don't think I've ever actually just sat down and said, who am I, like, without the labels that I attach to myself on a regular
Without
basis.
your business, without a mum, without all of this, who are you?
Yeah, my right deep down in the heart of hearts. Well, it's been amazing, Fiona, to speak to you today. I really appreciate it. I could speak to you all day. I adore the work that you do. So, like we said there, guys, if you're listening out, it's www.fionagthomas.com. That's where you can find Fiona and some of the work that she does. Fiona, you take on one-to-one clients and group. Small groups going forward as well, which is really exciting, so that we can serve more women at one time. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening again, everyone, wherever you are in the world. I thank you so much for tuning in to the Unstoppable Podcast Show. We appreciate and give gratitude to every single one of you that listens. Please, if you've enjoyed the episode, give us a like, subscribe to us, leave us some comments, whatever it is, and spread the love if you like as well, and share these episodes. Thank you so much again, and peace out, everyone.